So it's about the Scottish miner that got arrested for brandishing weapons at a migrant. And this Aesthetica account, I don't know anything about them. I follow them, but I don't know who they are. I don't know how trustworthy they are, right? So I was like, huge grain of salt. I'll wait for more information. And it turns out they were fucking right, brother. So he said, haven't been able to get the story out of my head. I think this moment is the turning point. You're either the type of country that allows innocent little girls to be fed to the wolves and forced to defend herself against migrant rapists, or you're the type of country where the men say enough is enough and take their country back. It's now or never. And then this guy on August 27th, quote retweeted Aesthetica. And this guy, Justin Murphy, his bio says he's a writer, author of The Independent Scholar, released this year. A history from Plato to Emerson, creative director at Knockchain. I don't know what that is. PhD, former professor. And he looks very soy, so you know exactly what I'm about to read. Say goodbye to my mentions, but I have to tell you all, that little girl in Scotland is not carrying knives to defend against a migrant attacker. Everyone got duped. Ready your blood pressure medications, chat. The 12-year-old girl is a gang member. The person recording her is just troubled by her huge knives. Think about it for 1 second. I'll convince you with data. But first, just stop and think. Even if she is the subject of an attempted rape or whatever, are you not slightly puzzled by why she just happens to be carrying an axe in her pants? Because she lives in a country with roving migrant rape gangs! What do you mean? If I had roving rape gangs to worry about every time I left the house, like I was a character in fucking Borderlands, yeah, I'd arm myself too. If she was in America, she'd probably have a fucking gun. What do you mean? Yo, it's just a little rape or whatever, you know? What are you worried about? You really think this is a common and necessary practice adopted by young girls in Scotland because there are so many marauding migrant rapists? LOL. Question mark. Yes, where do you live? To be clear, everyone, including myself, is speculating because there is hardly any confirmed information at all. But I'd bet money against the immediate outraged consensus, and here's why. Scotland has white territorial youth gangs. I really would like to have a study on people who so clearly live outside of reality in how they think. Because how do you maintain a worldview in your head, even with copious amounts of cognitive dissonance and mental gymnastics? How do you keep a worldview in your mind that is just so 180 at odds with how reality actually is? Like, it is confounding, and I really want to study this. They're called young teams, and they're common in poor areas. Guns are super rare, so the weapon of choice is knives, axes, machetes, etc. This is so hard for the American mind to comprehend. You get back at me when you have fucking air conditioning. When Americans think of violent criminal gangs, they think of black men on the south side of Chicago shooting each other with guns. In poor areas like Dundee, Scotland, the gang problem is very young, white boys and girls who carry knives. Even if for a second we, like, believed this man's delusions, Scotland is, for now, a majority white country. So it would lend to believe that if there were gangs, they would also be white because it is a majority white country. Guys, it's over for Europe. There's so many people that would rather throw a child to the wolves than be even only a bit controversial. It is insane. It is insane. Even if that's true, it ignores the actual problem. It is. It's very hard to believe, but like, let's continue with his delusions here. In one study looking at 4,300 youths in Edinburgh, 30% of young people between 12 and 17 had carried a knife at least once. The age at which carrying a weapon was most common, 14. The age at which carrying a weapon is most common is 14? The girl that was carrying weapons was 14? She must be a gang member!
Right there! Coincidence? I think not!
Bro, when I was 14, I was buying katanas from the army surplus store. What? Like... Did you slice bread, motherfucker? Do you have a license for slicing that bread? Dundee has a particularly high prevalence of knife incidents, about 144 per 100,000 people a year. The very highest in the UK is the Midlands with 178 per 100k, so not far off. I don't know anything about statistics, so I can't call them out on that. I don't know anything about your crime statistics over there. Men are always more involved with gangs and violence than women, but at age 13 in Edinburgh, gang members were only about 57% male, so more females than you'd think. Knife carriers at age 16 were 70% male, so a full 30% of early teen knife carriers are girls. Well, that's rather transphobic of you. How dare you assert that there are only two genders who carry knives? Scotland doesn't like to collect racial data for this kind of stuff. But Dundee is 90% white. Yeah, I wonder why they don't like collecting the racial data. So yeah, in the absence of confirmed details, the overwhelmingly rational inference... Oh, I'm sorry, she's 12. I thought she was 14. Is that this 12-year-old white girl in Scotland is literally just a random criminal gang member. That's what they look like in Dundee, Scotland. Even if we take into account all of his like blithering about youth gangs in Scotland, if you stacked up the youth gang numbers versus the migrant rape crime numbers, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not a betting woman, but I would put money on the fact that the rape gang statistics far outweigh the youth gang ones. Weird copium flavor. In the UK, it's not so much men fighting for rank amidst drug dealing, etc., like in the US. These youth gangs in the UK are a weird kind of low-energy, early teen dynamic, fueled by boredom, alcohol, and malaise. Malaise? Malaysia. It's more like angry friend groups with nothing else to do. Membership in these gangs usually fades by the late teens. By age 17, only 9% had carried a knife in the previous year. But also just ask yourself, why would the rapist or sexually harassing migrant pull out his phone to record? It makes no sense. Because you know that if you record this and you ask her to show her knives, she's going to get arrested under your authoritarian laws, and everyone is going to defend, oh, the poor little migrant. The poor little migrant did nothing wrong. Look at this violent white woman. She must be in the wrong. He knows that he can get her in trouble. What the fuck do you mean? Also, at the end of the video, after the young girl walks away, why does she walk back towards the attacker with a menacing glare and gang-like gait? Gang-like gait? You know, anytime I see a guy doing that, like, bow-legged walk, you know how, like, cowboys got bow-legged walks from riding horses back in the day? In current year, men don't really ride horses very often, so if they have a bow-legged walk, it's because their balls are so fucking massive that it has affected the way they fucking walk. I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, sexy, nice gang gait. The swagger of a young Scottish teen. What does that even mean? Was she moonwalking like a smooth criminal? Holy shit. Gang-like gait. This man is scared of a child more than a grown man. This isn't even a man. Like, I don't want to call it a man. You have to be drinking some truly phenomenal Kool-Aid to think she's just so fed up with being harassed by migrants every day on her walk to the park. She's finally snapping, and she's tempted to end this abuse for good. What a joke. How is this man real? This is like a literal thought of millions of people living in the UK and Ireland and Scotland. Like, what is he talking about? Please think for 1 minute next time. That's crazy. Doesn't matter, as Oprah says, it's emotionally true. It couldn't be such. There's no such problem as it references. Seemed pretty clear from the reporting this was a gang of young teenagers accosting a Bulgarian couple. It looks like this was published just now. Corroborates my point. This is a crazy thumbnail for an article. They blurred out her face and the fucking knives. What is the UK, dude? Americans have this impression that Scottish cities are filled with roving bands of migrant rape gangs, but the biggest source of day-to-day criminal activity tend to be white native youths from socially deprived areas. And then we finally have some people who are intelligent say, Journo scum defending rapey foreigners. No one believes that a 12-year-old girl is a gangbanger harassing innocent Muslims for fun and kicks. You fucking clown! Oh, God. They cannot into per capita. This guy, there's literally no upside to counter signaling this 12-year-old being harassed by an adult foreign man, unless you're being paid to do so. Everyone like Justin pumping this bizarre take, 12-year-old white girls in gangs, you can mark down as a paid enemy agent. Clearly it was socioeconomics that drove this little girl to carrying knives around. And then he doubles down on this, right? This was on August 27th. He doubles down on August 28th, and he says, "This incident will go down in history as the greatest cognitive disaster on the X platform in the early 2020s. Like Gamergate or Cambridge Analytica, Lola the Lionhearted will become shorthand for the present stage of our ongoing epistemological holocaust." I'm fucking floored, bro. This is the exact moment when Facebook tier boomer slop mutated and jumped platforms, capturing a higher IQ segment of anthropods on a platform that is generally seen as more sophisticated. Some of you just made a mistake and you'll retract, no big deal. We all jump to conclusions sometimes, but many will dig in their heels and never make it back to reality. My last tweet debunking this story is being confirmed by new sources. I'm pretty sure it's over. Holy shit, this post is the word spaghetti of an auto-fellatio equivalent. This needs to become like a copy pasta. This is too fucking derangedly beautiful to not become a copy pasta. I need to see this repeated in the future. I gotta fucking bookmark this bitch, dude. Save. Hasselhoppa, thank you. You can tell she's using common gang slang like, "Your kid bashers, get away from us, and don't touch my little sister, she's 12. Exactly. And continuing on here, on August 28th, Tommy Robinson tweeted out, "Missing since July 29th, the last time Lola was seen, she was wearing a blue Nike t-shirt and light blue jeans with tears on the knees. That's the same outfit she's wearing in the video. Those on the side of the migrant adults better hope this isn't as it may be." And he posted some screenshots of articles here that say, "Missing sisters last seen at Dundee shopping center as cops launch urgent search." This is from July 30th, 2025. "Sisters Ruby and Lola Moyer have been reported missing after last spotted visiting a Dundee shopping center. Romanian grooming gang convicted of sexually exploiting women in Dundee. A police Scotland detective said the gang plied their victims with alcohol and free Class A drugs at parties before coercing them into sexual activity." So he's correlating the fact that, hey, there are roving rape gangs here. And also, those girls in the video that we've seen have been missing. He's quoting retweeting himself from August 25th saying, "Reports from locals in Dundee. This was the incident leading up to the young girls being filmed by a migrant and having to grab weapons." Someone named Abby Sommer posted a post that said, "My daughter's friend, who is 13 years old, just got attacked by these two people in Lochy. Lochy? I don't know how to pronounce your town names, I'm sorry. They were trying to chat up this girl's 12-year-old wee sister, so she told them to leave her alone, and these two jumped on her. My daughter was with her and called the police. Her friend is a 13-year-old and in a hospital now. These people now with police, but also now conveniently can't speak English anymore. They sure could talk English when they were fucking perving on a 12-year-old girl. Romanians with African accents." Oh, it gets better, chat. So Aesthetica here, on September 2nd, posted an update. Aesthetica said, "Important update from the families of Lola, Ruby, and Maya. This will be part 3 of my reporting on the incident. Finally, we have concrete answers and definitive proof of what happened on August 23rd. If you've followed my reporting on this incident, you've gotten a very different story than what was originally told by the Scotland police, by the migrants in question, and by the media. The claim by the Scotland police that the CCTV footage, which conveniently has now gone missing, proved that there were no crimes committed other than the possession of offensive weapons charge against Lola Moyer. We now have definitive proof that this is a lie and that the Scotland police have been engaging in a cover-up to protect the migrant and his sister from the crime of assaulting a minor. Attached is a screenshot of the hospital record proving that Ruby Moyer sustained a serious head injury, concussion, as a result of the assault by the gypsy gangster Fatos Ali Dumana and his sister. If you recall from my previous reporting, we described the vicious assault where the sister of the migrant violently attacked Ruby unprovoked, yanked her to the ground by her hair, then her and her brother, the gypsy gangster, proceeded to kick her in the head while she lay defenseless on the ground. You'll also recall that this is what motivated Lola to pull out the knife and hatchet to scare off the violent migrants and save her sister's life. The evidence also proves that the Daily Mail defamed these girls when it published a fake puff piece article on the violent migrant claiming he is just an innocent Bulgarian dad. In the fake article, they also published the following lie from the migrant: "I didn't hit her. I swear on my life. I have a baby now. I would never hurt someone, would never attack anyone."
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not hit her. I did not. We hope that the Daily Mail will do the right thing and publish an immediate retraction. In addition to the hospital record, which unequivocally proves the girls have been telling the truth the whole time, the families also have a recording from the Scotland police where the police admit that the family sequence of events is correct, corroborating their entire story. The Scotland police have promised the families that they will release a statement in the coming days, vindicating the families and clearing their names. We can only hope that this leads to charges filed against the violent migrants and the charges against Lola dropped. The family wants to thank everyone who donated to the Give Send Go fundraiser, link below, and they want to thank everyone who has supported them through this ordeal. It means a great deal to them that there are still good people out there who care for them and care about the truth. This is an NHS Tayside Emergency Department 9 Wells Hospital, and it has like the address and everything in Dundee. Dear doctor, and he shows the last name of Moir, date of birth, ASHI number that's all blocked out for personal information. School unknown, responsible consultant. The above patient attended the emergency department 9 Wells Hospital on 23/8/2025 at 2011 and was discharged with no follow-up on 23/8/2025 at 21:44. The letter has been collated by Claire Bryson. Diagnosis description is ED injury, head injury, concussion. Wow! Wow, imagine that! There was, I don't know which post it was on, but like somebody asked him on one of his posts, like, why should we believe you? How are you even getting this information? And he's like, well, it turns out I'm the only person who bothered to reach out to the families to get their side of the story. And that's fucking crazy. It's like, I guess you can just do things. Maybe I should just start reaching out to people when I have questions on stories and I don't want to report on them yet. Maybe I should just send out emails, bro. This is from September 4th, so yesterday. These are the updates I'm talking about. Mimetic Sisyphus typed out here, anyway, the gypsy recording those young girls pleading with him to leave them alone has been arrested because he was obviously a villain. The Courier tweeted out, a man and a woman have been charged as part of a probe into an incident in Lochee. And he's quote retweeting someone who said, aren't you the one conspiring that every local and British media, the police are bad faith actors conspiring to protect a foreign sexual predator and to punish a young girl? Damn! Damn! Life comes at you fast, don't it? One of the witnesses of the events in Dundee has posted a 2-part TikTok story of her version of the events. I never saw this. Let's watch this.
Get rid of me whilst I do a story time on what actually took place on Saturday night as a witness, because I was there during the whole thing. I was the one who made the 999 call to make the police show up, so I feel like I should get my story out. Basically, me and my friend Ruby, who was one of the girls in the video, we had just been swimming. And when we got back to swimming, we went to my house, we dropped our stuff off, and then Ruby's sister Lola phoned us and was like, oh, do you want to meet? I'm meeting with our other friends, we're gonna go out. And we were like, yeah, sure, let's meet. So we met with Lola and 2 other girls, and we were walking to go to one of the girls' houses because she had some stuff that she had to drop off. And whilst we were walking through Lochee. As we were walking through Lochee, we walked past the man that you see recording us in the video. We just were walking past him, and as we walked past him, he made some remarks to Lola, saying, oh, you're so... And we were like, oh, that's not okay. So obviously Lola's sister was not happy because Lola's 12. So yeah, like I was saying, Ruby was like, oh, go away, she's 12. And
oh my god, this is 9 minutes long.
Then again said, oh, she's so... So we were like, we did shout at him. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say that we didn't shout at him, because we did. And I feel like that's the only way that people will believe me that I'm being truthful. We did shout at this man after he called Lola. So we were like, she's 12, that's not right. And he proceeded to do it again. So after this man did it again, we were shouting at him, and
that's really creepy.
I was like, okay, let's just leave it. So I literally drive both cars away, and we started walking again, and then the man started following us. He followed us from the top of the car park, which is like here, And it's just straight, so he followed us all the way, and then he followed us down. But the reason we know he was following us is because at first he was walking the opposite direction with a friend. Because I've seen a lot of people speculating online that he was with his wife, but he was not. He was with another male. He was not with a woman, and nor did he have a baby in a pram. Because if he had a baby in a pram, this whole situation would be a lot different, because we wouldn't have even shouted at him if there was a baby there. But there was not a baby there. So this male was with another male. And
where did the sister
they
come
could have
from?
been going to the shop. They were walking in the direction of the shops. But he was not with his wife. So as he followed us, we were like, why are you following us? Stop following us. Why are you following us? Like, we just kept repeating that same thing. Stop following us. Why are you following us? Stop following us. Why are you following us? So basically, at this time, yes, we are getting loud because we're like, why is this man following us? When we have clearly stated to him that, well, one of us is 12, so none of us can be much older. Because I, myself, am 14. My best friend Ruby is 13. Lola is 12. And then the two other girls we were with are...
I would not have guessed she was 14. Damn.
Are both 14. And another man approaches us because he hears the commotion. And he goes to the man that's following... Like, so basically, he asks us if we know the man that was following us. When we say no, he's like, oh, leave them alone, stop following them, why are you following them? They're a bunch of children, like, why are you following Barons? We don't know what Barons means, it's just like a Scottish word for children. And basically, this man was like, why are you following children, stop following Barons? And the man who was following us, they've got like forehead to forehead. Like they were about to fight. And they were just saying stuff to each other that none of us could really hear because it was like, they were speaking, but they were forehead to forehead. And then the man who was following us decides to push the other guy who came up and tried to see if we were okay. So when the other guy gets pushed, he just walks away. He didn't want to deal with the situation because he didn't want to fight somebody, which I understand. And then this man, the man who followed us, he is now on the phone to somebody that nobody knows who it is. Whilst this man is on the phone, he's speaking in a different language. We cannot understand him. And can I just make this clear? This was not anything to do with race, because we were walking away. We were not going towards that man. We were walking the opposite direction, and the man approached us. I am not a racist.
I really hate that as somebody in a group of girls who were subjected to a creepy, rapey migrant have to explain, we're not racist, we just don't want to get raped. That's insane that you have to say, like, I'm not even going to knock her, because, like, I know why you have to say that, but that's still crazy that you have to say that.
My friends are not a racist. This was nothing to do with his race. We didn't even know that he was from Bulgaria. So this could not have been a racial attack. This was self-defense, in my eyes. So basically...
In any rational person's eyes.
We don't know who that person is just now. And then my friends are still like, stop following us, because he is, like, this close to us. And my friends were all at him, like, stop following us. Like, they were at him, like, there's no denying that we were at him saying stop following us, because we were. And then my friend Ruby walks away because she's messaging somebody, I think, just, like, nothing related to the situation, she was just texting a friend. And his sister, for everybody saying his wife, it's not his wife, I have looked on his social media and I know that is his sister. He also told the police officers that is his sister. But basically, his sister comes flying around the corner.
Okay, now the sister comes
grabs
in.
my friend Ruby from behind. And both of them, the male and the female, jump on my friend, start kicking her in the head, punching her.
The reason I asked about where was the sister earlier was because all the pictures I've seen only shows the one guy and the sister sitting, like, standing next to each other. So the fact that this started out as two men following them, and then the sister comes in, that's even scarier, man. Like, there's multiple adults, like, surrounding these kids.
Her in the face. And she actually had to get sent to hospital. She has a severe concussion and swelling inside of her head.
Jesus Christ.
I forgot what I was about to say. But yeah, we haven't been given photos from when my friend was at the hospital yet. So obviously I don't have anything to support that just now. But I can swear down that I am telling the whole situation. I would not be making a video. I would not be trying to really get my truth out. And I have commented under multiple posts saying that is not me, because people have been putting my name and thinking that I am the one who had the weapons, but I am not. So anyway, like I was saying, they both...
I wonder if it's just a matter of the names being confused, because... I mean, when I pulled up this video, I didn't think she was the one that held the weapons. They look very different. Isn't the other one, like, more different color hair?
Jump on my friend Ruby, and at this point, I see this happen, so I walk away into, like, a corner.
I see so many people asking about the makeup. Chat, this is just, like, men who describe something that happened to them over, like, gameplay footage of bunny hopping or surfing. All right, like, this is just what women do when they explain things, I guess. I talk with my hands because I don't wear makeup.
See me on the video, but you cannot see my face or anything because I have walked away. As I have walked away, I phoned the police. And as
Good.
I am sorry, I'm trying.
It's unfortunate the police didn't do anything, though.
Lola whips out weapons that none of us knew that she had on her. I want to make that very clear. Me and Ruby had only met with her like an hour prior, and we did not know that she had weapons on her. If she had weapons on her, we would have not been with her, and genuinely none of us knew that she had them on her. I literally cannot stress that enough, because people are thinking that we all knew that she had them on her, and that we were all supporting her carrying weapons, but none of us knew that she had that on her. So anyway, she pulls out.
But did you support her carrying them because she defended you guys? I mean, don't throw her under the bus.
And a hatchet from her waistband. And obviously, I watched this happen because I'm on the phone to the police trying to describe what's going on. Excuse me. And all I see is Lola pull out weapons. And then the man, he then starts recording the video that probably most of you have seen. And you can hear Ruby and Lola in the video saying, "Stay away from us, you've just battered me," and that Ruby is shouting that "You've just battered me, I am 14. Which is true. Ruby is not lying in that case, that man has just assaulted her, and so has that woman. Now, as you can imagine, we are all scared, we are all confused, we are all worried. And whilst I'm on the phone to the police, a police van does show up from around the corner. So the police come out their van, and they sort of split up the situation, and me and Ruby are sat just kind of on like the curb of the road, whilst the man and the women have walked back up into the car park. And you can see them talking amongst themselves, which, I mean, okay, cool. Oh, but as this all happens, Lola does the very silly thing, which is what got people to think that she was what's the word? Like the issue. I don't know what the word is. She decided to run, which we all told her she should not do. Obviously, it's very bad that she had weapons on her, but oh my goodness! But she should not have ran, because that just makes her look worse in the situation. Which, I think we were being very logical about that. I feel really bad having to say this, but there's going to have to be a part 2.
I don't know if we need to watch the part 2 though, because I mean that kind of corroborates what's going on. That was 10 minutes. That was a long explanation. God damn. But life comes at you fast, like a groomer at a child. Good lord. No weapons based. Yeah, weapons based. They saved them that day. And then, moving right along here, Aesthetica saying, "Apologize, midget!" Quote retweeting that Justin Murphy post of brain damage we read earlier, saying, "Just heard from the family that the gypsy gangster migrant, Fatos Ali Dumana, and his sister have now been charged for assaulting a minor. Police statement coming. Some people should probably start deleting tweets." Oh, here it is. Without doxing you or them, could you explain how an American aesthetics account has become the go-to on the inside scoop of the story? Apparently, I was the only one who cared enough to do some digging, find the family, and listen to their side of the story. And then, once again, moving right along here. This gay prematurely blocked me to avoid facing the music. Please let him know how big of a retard he is. And he has an image here of Sam Bowman saying, "The guy who filmed the girl with an axe and kitchen knife is a married Bulgarian Christian who came here legally and was going to the shops with his wife when it happened. No charges being brought against him, and there is CCTV footage of what happened." Damn. Damn. That's the pattern. Snark and block. True. Further proof that you don't hate journalists enough, no matter how much you already do. There is always room to hate journalists a bit more. And then we have a scumbag local media outlet, The Courier, who ran a puff piece about the gypsy migrant a few days ago, are now forced to report that he was arrested for assaulting a minor. The Courier has a screenshot here. It says, "A man and a woman have been charged as part of a probe into an incident in Lockheed." And they've locked replies on their post somebody else had mentioned previously. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. The same outlet harassed the family, particularly Maya's mom, calling her racist and a bunch of other defamatory statements just for telling the truth. That's a little crazy. Defamation lawsuit. Can they even do that in the UK? A man and a woman have been charged over an incident which saw a video of a girl allegedly brandishing an axe and a machete go viral online. The girl, who had already been charged with possession of offensive weapons, was allegedly seen wielding the blades in the Lockheed area of Dundee, Scotland on August 23rd. A viral clip of the incident drew attention from the likes of Elon Musk and Toby Robinson after false claims online appeared to suggest those filming it were illegal migrants. Police Scotland swiftly denounced the disinformation in a statement. The incident saw 2 young girls being filmed on a roadside grass verge close to the city's high street. In the video, one of the girls, worn torn jogging bottoms and a navy t-shirt, is held back by another young female claiming to be her sister. One of the youngsters is then seen revealing her hands from her back and appears to be holding an axe and a large knife. Today, Police Scotland confirmed a man and a woman have been charged. A spokesperson said, following extensive inquiries, a man and a woman have been charged in connection with an incident in St. Anne Lane in Dundee, which was reported around 7:40 p.m. on Saturday, 23rd of August, 2025. The circumstances will be reported to the Procurator Fiscal. A girl previously charged with being in possession of offensive weapons will be referred to the Scottish Children's Reporter Administration and the Procurator Fiscal. Members of the public are again urged not to share misinformation about this incident or speculate on the circumstances. They couldn't even put pictures of the fucking migrants in here. They still put picture of the fucking girl. Holy shit. Let me see what the courier said. Damn, this isn't even getting a lot of attention, dude. Like, the original story was crazy, but this only has 70 likes and 110 retweets. That's nuts. I'd expect way more than that for retweets. Absolute shithawks turning off the comments, by the way. You can't hate these people enough. Account, just locked replies. Man and woman charged over incident involving girl wielding axe and knife. Footage of the alleged incident in Dundee purporting to show a 12-year-old brandishing weapons was shared widely on social media. Hate when you accept cookies and it turns out to be a paywall. Yup, never accept the cookies, man.
Cookie!
No sympathy for struggling local papers when they have a global story in their backyard, one even Elon Musk is commenting on, and they turn off comments. The migrant victims of the knife-wielding Scottish girl have been arrested. It appears they weren't so innocent after all. What are the names? Why are the names removed? And the reply is off. Yeah, that's true. They just say a man and a woman. They don't even say their fucking names. The media and the police couldn't do enough to push the Bulgarian family man and misinformation lines, could they? Because they knew the reality. It was more important to stop people criticizing a migrant assaulting kids. True. Because the people at the Courier are too craven and pathetic to actually report their names. The man and a woman who were arrested are Fatos Ali Dumana, the gypsy gangster migrant, and his sister. Guys, oh my god. I'm glad that everyone quote retweeting this is just calling them out for being shit cunts, man. They have to protect the migrants. Yeah, I know. The poor migrants. Think of how sad they'll be when they can no longer rape little girls. Jesus fucking Christ. Let's see. The BBC has an article. Does the BBC do this fucking image? Like, I get that they blur the face because she's a minor, but the fact that they blur the knives is just insanity. It's just actually insane. A man and a woman have been charged over an incident that saw a 12-year-old girl allegedly brandishing weapons on a Dundee street. The girl was earlier charged with possessing offensive weapons in St. Anne Lane in the Lockheed area of the city on Saturday the 23rd of August. Police Scotland said officers had made extensive inquiries into the incident and repeated pleas for people not to share misinformation on social media. I feel like when they say this, when you know how corrupt the police are, they're just like, please don't share the reality of what's happening, because then more people will say racist things, and that's not okay. It comes after footage was shared widely online, including by Elon Musk, the billionaire owner of X and Tesla, who posted to his 225 million followers. Much of the speculation focused on the ethnicity and actions of people allegedly confronted by the girl. Police Scotland said the 12-year-old girl would be referred to the Scottish Children's Reporter Administration and the Procurator Fiscal. Force spokesman added, members of the public are again urged that they care more about people talking about the reality of the situation than actually reporting about the people they fucking arrested harassing minors. You're offended by the weapons, should have been a gun. True and real. Let's see the Metro UK. Let's see that one. Man and woman charged after girl 12 brandished axe and knife at couple in Dundee. Bro. A man and woman have been charged after a teenager was accused of brandishing an axe and knife. Last Wednesday, a 12-year-old girl was charged with possessing offensive weapons in the Lockheed area of the city. Footage shared widely on social media captured a Bulgarian couple being approached by a group of youths as they walked along St. Anne Lane in Dundee on Saturday evening. An axe and knife were then allegedly brandished. Now, Scotland police say 2 more people have been charged in relation to the incident. They have not identified the man or the woman or shared the nature of the charges. A spokeswoman for the police said, following extensive inquiries, a man and a woman have been charged in connection with the incident in St. Anne Lane in Dundee, which was reported at around 7:40 p.m. on Saturday, August 23rd. A girl previously charged with being in possession of offensive weapons will be referred. We've already seen that. Members of the public don't share misinformation because the police are fucking cucks. In a warning about spreading misinformation last week, Chief Superintendent Nicola Russell said, "We are aware of misinformation being shared on social media in relation to an incident where a Bulgarian couple were approached by youths in St. Anne Lane, Dundee on Saturday the 23rd of August. 12-year-old girl has been charged with being in possession of offensive weapons. She'll be referred to the relevant authorities and our inquiries are ongoing. We would like to thank the local community for their help with our investigation and would urge the public not to share misinformation about the incident or speculate on circumstances." Every time I read we urge not to share misinformation, I just get a little bit more fucking angry. Because they're talking about the people who are talking about the reality of what happened. And I think of the 4 articles we've read, the Courier, Daily Mail, BBC, and Metro, this is the most egregious. Because the way that they've worded this article, they're just like, oh, a man and a woman also have been charged, but they don't say that it was the man and the woman who had the weapons being brandished at them have been charged. So it sounds like it could be just another man and a woman who are with the group of teens. They're like, it's like you could read this, and if you're mentally ill, be like, oh, that's such a shame that those poor migrants were harassed by more than just that one girl at the time. That's crazy, bro. They called a 12-year-old a teenager in bold before mentioning her age. I hate journalists, brother. I hate journalists. What the fuck is this image? What the fuck? Okay, well, now that I know what the fucking journalist thing looks like, no wonder they worded it that way. Holy shit! Senior news reporter, Katie's interests include LGBTQ plus issues, poverty and the cost of living, crime and courts, and all things nerdy. Well, you know, maybe you'd be a better journalist if you had actual fucking honesty in your reporting, you piece of shit. Holy fuck. Oh my god.